99% of men never practice this, and that is exactly why some men naturally stay in a woman's mind. Pay close attention, because this single habit separates the average man from the man who quietly stands out. The interesting part is that it does not require money, muscles, status, or a luxurious lifestyle. Once you truly understand it, your presence alone can create a strong impression. Most men completely ignore this principle, and without realizing it, they damage their own relationships. Let's make something clear. This is not about buying expensive gifts. It is not about pretending to be confident while you actually feel uncertain inside. It goes much deeper than that. And the most powerful part is that it costs nothing. It is simple. When you develop it, you begin to experience a level of respect and quiet attraction that most men never reach. The secret is stoicism. Yes, stoicism is the key. At first, you might think stoicism is just an old philosophy written in ancient books. But in reality, it is extremely practical and powerful. Stoicism is the ability to control how you respond to life. When you develop this ability, you gain an advantage that most men simply do not have. Many men move through life controlled by their emotions. Instead of responding with awareness, they react immediately. They become angry, frustrated, or impatient, and their emotions start controlling their behavior. People around them can clearly see this. On the other hand, calm and emotionally steady men naturally stand out. A man who remains calm during pressure, who stays balanced when situations become difficult, sends a very different signal. Imagine this situation. You are at a social gathering. Suddenly, something unexpected happens. The atmosphere becomes tense or slightly awkward. Most men begin to panic. They move nervously, talk too much, or try to force the situation to improve. But you remain calm. You stay grounded. Your body language is relaxed and steady. People notice that. This is stoicism in action. Most men never build this quality, yet emotional stability is something people naturally respect. When you stop reacting to every small inconvenience, you appear stronger, more reliable, and more trustworthy. And this is something many men misunderstand. People do not only listen to what you say, they observe how you handle pressure. Your behavior during difficult moments reveals far more than your words. When you remain calm, you silently communicate something powerful. You show that you are not easily shaken. You show that you can handle challenges. You show that you remain stable when situations become uncomfortable. This quiet confidence has a strong effect. Now think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever allowed your emotions to take control and later realized that the situation became worse because of your reaction? Most people have experienced that moment. Learning stoicism begins with recognizing this pattern. When you become aware of your reactions, you can slowly start choosing better responses. Now let's move to the next stage. Understanding how to apply stoicism in everyday life. Once you understand the idea of stoicism, the next step is learning how to practice it daily. The first principle is very simple. Focus only on what you can control. Life will always bring unexpected challenges. People may disappoint you. Plans may fail. Situations may not develop the way you hoped. You cannot control all of these things. However, there is always one thing that remains within your power: your response. This is the core idea of stoicism. When something negative happens, most people react emotionally. They complain, become angry, or make the situation worse with impulsive reactions. A stoic person does something different. He pauses. He takes a breath. He thinks for a moment. Then he responds with calm logic instead of uncontrolled emotion. And when you begin practicing this, something interesting happens. You immediately separate yourself from the crowd. Emotionally balanced people are rare, and because of that, they naturally stand out. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever seen someone remain calm in the middle of chaos? Doesn't that create trust? Doesn't it make people feel more comfortable around that person? Calmness creates stability. Stability creates trust. And trust is one of the strongest qualities a person can develop. So here is something simple you can start doing. The next time you face a stressful situation, whether at work, during a conversation, or in a social setting, pause for a moment. Take a slow breath, then quietly ask yourself one question. What response would I choose right now if I were practicing Stoicism? When you begin asking yourself that simple question, something powerful starts to change. Instead of reacting automatically, you begin responding with awareness. That small pause between emotion and action becomes your greatest strength. Most people never develop this pause. They allow every situation to control their mood. A small problem ruins their entire day. A minor disagreement turns into unnecessary conflict. But a man who practices emotional control creates a very different presence. Stoicism is not about becoming cold or emotionless. It is about becoming stable. You still feel emotions, but you do not allow those emotions to control your behavior. This is where real strength begins. Think about situations where people around you lose control. Someone becomes angry during a conversation. Someone else starts complaining about a problem that cannot even be changed. The room slowly fills with tension and discomfort. Now, imagine someone in that same situation who remains calm. Their voice stays steady. Their reactions stay balanced. They listen carefully before speaking. People naturally notice that difference. Calmness creates authority. Not loud authority, but quiet authority. The kind that makes people respect you without you needing to demand it. And this is one of the most powerful qualities you can build. When people feel emotionally safe around you, they begin to trust your presence. They feel comfortable sharing conversations, ideas, and moments with you. This is why emotional discipline is so valuable. Most men try to impress others by talking more, showing off achievements, or trying too hard to appear confident. But true confidence often appears in silence. A calm person does not need to prove anything. Their behavior already shows it. Another important principle of Stoicism is learning to accept what you cannot control. This does not mean giving up. It simply means understanding the difference between effort and frustration. For example, you can control your effort, your preparation, and your attitude. But you cannot control every outcome. Sometimes things will go differently than you planned. When that happens, many people become frustrated. They complain, blame others, or lose motivation completely. A Stoic mindset takes a different path. Instead of wasting energy on frustration, you redirect your focus toward the next step. You ask yourself, what can I improve from this experience? That simple shift keeps your mind moving forward instead of staying trapped in negativity. People who develop this mindset grow stronger over time because they treat every challenge as a lesson. Another powerful habit is controlling your reactions during conversations. Many people interrupt others, raise their voices, or become defensive the moment they hear something they disagree with. But a calm listener immediately stands out. When you listen carefully before responding, you show maturity and respect. Your words become more thoughtful, and your communication becomes more effective. Silence can sometimes be more powerful than speaking quickly. There is also another important benefit of Stoicism: clarity. When emotions become overwhelming, thinking clearly becomes difficult. Decisions become impulsive, words are spoken without thought. But when you stay calm, your mind remains clear. You can see situations more objectively. You make decisions based on reason instead of temporary feelings. Over time, this ability strengthens your character. People begin to see you as someone dependable, someone who does not panic easily, someone who can handle pressure without collapsing. And that reputation quietly grows. The next habit you can practice is controlling your internal dialogue. Everyone has an inner voice. Sometimes that voice becomes negative. It starts telling you that you are not good enough, or that situations will fail before you even try. Stoicism teaches you to observe that voice without believing every thought it produces. Instead of allowing negative thoughts to control your mindset, you learn to question them. You remind yourself that challenges are temporary and that every situation can be approached with patience and clarity. This mental discipline builds resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from setbacks. Life will always present difficulties, but resilient people move through them without losing direction. This is why Stoicism has remained powerful for centuries. It teaches people how to stay balanced, even when circumstances change. Another simple exercise is practicing gratitude. Many people constantly focus on what they don't have. They compare their lives with others and feel dissatisfied. A Stoic mindset shifts that perspective. Instead of focusing only on what is missing, you take a moment to recognize what is already present in your life. Your health, your opportunities, your experiences, and the people around you. Gratitude creates inner stability. When your mind learns to appreciate the present moment, you stop chasing constant external approval. And when someone becomes comfortable with themselves, their confidence naturally grows. True confidence is quiet. It does not demand attention. It simply exists. This is why Stoicism slowly transforms the way people see you. You begin to move through life with patience. Your reactions become thoughtful, your presence becomes steady, and people notice that difference. If you found this helpful, remember to like and subscribe for more thoughtful insights. Now let's move deeper into understanding why Stoicism creates such a strong presence in everyday life. One of the biggest problems many people face today is constant emotional reaction. Every small inconvenience feels like a major problem. Traffic, delays, disagreements, or unexpected changes quickly disturb their peace of mind. A Stoic mindset trains you to see these situations differently. Instead of seeing every challenge as a problem, you begin to see it as a normal part of life. Difficulties are not personal attacks against you. They are simply events that happen. This shift in thinking makes your mind stronger. When something goes wrong, you no longer panic or become frustrated immediately. You pause, observe the situation, and choose a calm response. This habit slowly builds emotional strength. Another important part of Stoicism is patience. In a world where everyone wants immediate results, patience has become rare. Many people want success, recognition, or improvement instantly. When progress takes time, they become discouraged. Stoicism teaches a different perspective. Progress is often slow, and that is completely normal. Real growth happens step by step. When you accept this process, you stop feeling pressured by time. Patience allows you to stay focused on long-term improvement instead of temporary results. There is also great power in silence. Many people feel the need to constantly prove themselves in conversations. They try to dominate discussions, speak louder than others, or react quickly to every opinion, but a calm and thoughtful person often speaks less and listens more. When you speak after thinking carefully, your words carry more meaning. People pay closer attention because they know you are not speaking just to fill the slowness. This creates quiet respect. Stoicism also teaches you to manage your expectations. Disappointment often comes from unrealistic expectations. When you expect every situation to go perfectly, any small difficulty feels like failure. A Stoic approach accepts that life includes uncertainty. Plans may change. People may behave differently than you expected. Situations may take unexpected turns. When you accept this reality, you become mentally prepared for change. Instead of feeling defeated, you adapt and move forward. Adaptability is a powerful skill. People who remain flexible during change handle challenges far better than those who resist reality. Another helpful practice is daily reflection. At the end of the day, take a few quiet minutes to review your actions. Ask yourself simple questions. Did I remain calm during stressful moments? Did I respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally? What could I improve tomorrow? This small habit strengthens awareness. Over time, you begin to notice patterns in your behavior. You recognize situations where you handled things well and moments where you could improve. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. The more aware you become of your reactions, the more control you gain over them. Stoicism is not something you master in a single day. It is a gradual process. Each day you practice patience, calmness, and thoughtful responses. Slowly, your mindset changes. Situations that once frustrated you begin to feel manageable. Conversations become easier. Your mind feels clearer and more balanced. This transformation happens quietly but powerfully, and once it becomes part of your character, it influences every area of your life. If you are learning something valuable from this, remember to like and subscribe. Now, we arrive at the final stage of understanding Stoicism and its real impact on your life. At its core, Stoicism is about building inner stability. It teaches you that your peace of mind should not depend entirely on external events. Situations will change, people will behave in different ways, and life will always remain unpredictable. But your mindset can remain steady. When you practice Stoicism regularly, you stop allowing small problems to control your emotions. Instead of reacting with frustration or impatience, you respond with calm awareness. This creates a powerful sense of control over your own behavior. Another important lesson of Stoicism is accepting reality as it is. Many people suffer because they constantly resist reality. They wish things were different. They replay past mistakes in their minds, or they worry too much about the future. Stoicism encourages a simpler approach. Focus on the present moment and do the best you can with what is in front of you. When you accept reality instead of fighting it, your mind becomes lighter. You stop wasting energy on things that cannot be changed. That energy can then be used to improve your actions, decisions, and character. Over time, this mindset creates confidence. Not loud confidence, but quiet confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you can handle challenges without losing control of yourself. People naturally respect individuals who remain calm, thoughtful, and emotionally balanced. A steady presence makes others feel comfortable and secure, and this quality becomes part of your identity. Another valuable habit is self-discipline. Stoicism teaches that discipline is the bridge between intention and action. It helps you stay consistent with your goals, even when motivation disappears. Many people rely only on motivation, but motivation changes every day. Discipline, on the other hand, creates reliability. It allows you to continue improving even during difficult moments. Small daily improvements slowly build a strong character. This is how Stoicism shapes a person over time. You become more patient, you become more thoughtful, you become more resilient. Instead of being controlled by emotions, you learn to guide them. And when you develop that level of self-control, your presence naturally becomes stronger and more respected. In the end, Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is a practical way to live with clarity, balance, and strength. If you found this message valuable, remember to like and subscribe for more thoughtful insights.